Steve White?
Thank you. I'd like to say tonight that I feel that the last time I came to a board meeting to speak, I was treated very unfairly. I was standing here at the podium, I've never seen it before. Someone kept coming up to the podium to interrupt me while I was speaking. Nothing was said to the person. Mr. Weeder was chairing the meeting. He was saying something, I couldn't hear what he was saying because I had someone coming up from the audience. As I was speaking, people from the audience were jeering me. And I know sometimes people speak out of turn. I know Dr. Ostacher knows all about that. Sometimes you're trying to say something, but I think the level of audience participation that was allowed while I was speaking was, I've never seen it before here. Then after I really ended without getting to say what I had to say, another speaker came up here and started to say that the things that I was saying were anti-Semitic. And it really broke me apart. Someone from the audience tried to interrupt. Steve Price tried to interrupt. But the speaker was allowed to continue and repeat it. It hurts me very deeply. The issue that I brought was a question I had, which I thought was relevant to the way the board is run, that a member of the board had private business in which his business had been cited by the health department for health and safety of children living in his residence. I thought this was something that was relevant.
President, if I may, does this have any relevance to school board business? Or is this the beginning of a personal attack upon a board member?
That's a decision that you have to make.
Well, I think this board knows my feelings.
So you have to stick your...
Comments of that type, which are personal in nature about a board member, have no place at a Board of Education meeting. If this gentleman wants to speak to the operation of the schools or some other concern that he has on his mind, but those statements, and it was reported to me what he was trying to say last time, and I agree, and though I wasn't here, it was entirely inappropriate. If he's starting in that vein again, it is entirely inappropriate.
To read what's in other people's mind, you already knew what I was trying to say before I said it.
No, you started to say it.
Mr. White, Mr. White.
You've sent out emails,
Mr.
you've
White,
filed
Mr.
complaints,
White, if it would-
and you've done stuff that is
Mr.
being
White,
inappropriately. You're being out of order
if it-
again.
if it
I'm
would-
trying to listen.
If it would be okay with you to try and remain on topic with reference to the school district, you have always important things to say, and I would hope you would continue to say those important things.
Have you researched how many violations the schools have from the health department? And I haven't heard you complain. I've gone to on the health department's website, and I was appalled at some of the violations that the schools have. And I'm wondering why you're going this.
Okay, you're gonna get your time, we're not gonna shut it, we'll have the amount of time.
And by the way, you work for the health
Mr.
department.
Leader. Okay, Mr. White,
I think it would be reasonable, you can disagree with me if you like, and that was my position last time, was that if you make the decision, I have to abide by your decision. I just think it would be reasonable for you to hear why I think it's pertinent before you decide that it's not pertinent.
You have sent out emails, you posted it on the internet, I've seen everything you had to say.
Mr. White, if it would be okay with you, I would recommend the following. Again, you heard the attorney's opinion. You can come back up and speak. Why don't you take a moment on the side, explain to the attorney why you think it's relevant, and if he agrees, then I have no problem having you continue with that, if that's okay with you.
To tell you what I'll do, I'll prepare a written statement for you, Mr. Rothschild, and if you like, you can consult with your attorney. And I will get a written statement to you about why I think it's pertinent.
That's perfect.
And then I'll defer speaking about that until a future time. I did have a lot of other things I would have liked to say about the budget.
You have another minute and a half left.
I'm not going to take a lot more time.
Okay.
I know we have a very difficult budget coming up, and I've been talking about the budget. Every time I get up here, I talk about the same thing, and that is that I'm a taxpayer, and I'm happy to pay taxes for the education of these children. And if you need to raise my taxes, I'm willing to pay it, because if there's one tax in the world that I'm happy to pay, it's the education tax for our children. Thank you.